what is good? This one is going to be longer. Let me show you some of the sounds that I got out of it. So it's going to be about SoundMorph Dust, as I'm going to title it. So these are some of the sounds. So, the first thing is it's a very powerful thing. Is going to be used in conjunction with Reactor's spiral sequencer, and immediately right off the bat, what it gives out is this really crazy stereo capabilities. I'm sure you could probably quantize the way it's working, because right now it's all over the place, but still it gives out very interesting textures whatever you feed into it. And so, okay, so let me start away because it's going to take me a while to set it up. So I'm going to use Dust, but in effects mode. You're most likely, I mean, you could probably do it in the regular VST part. So I'm loading in Dust, and it's all of this. And I'll load a Reactor sequencer. So I'm using Spiral, and I use Spiral for my Big L video, where I dissected a sample as well. It's like it is like the principles are similar to this one. But yeah, I'll use this, and I'll use a technique that I did in the what's it called? Generative music one. Okay, so sequencers, Spiral. All right. So right off the bat, if I were to use Dust, and I won't be able to cover everything here, right? Because it's probably like a bit of an extensive tutorial for this. So if I were to use Dust, put it to live input here, and to put the trigger mode, so you have these various modes. Here I would put it to sequencer auto, and then I would just chug in a sample, whatever it is. So there's a really good sample pack by Vorso you should check out, and he has, like, if you were to buy his pack, you would get like a shit ton of his work and a shit ton of tutorials. So please, definitely, please check it out. So if I were to put Tom's bass here, right, and play it, I were to get length and the interval. Okay. So I'm getting Tom's bass here. So you have these various parameters. Think of this drag part as so you can think of this drag part as kind of, I don't know, gravity here, and you have various, like, these various modes of like how that gravity is going to act, right? And you have a visual representation of it, which is insane. And right, and so I could put maybe, so I have already this input that's coming through it, so I can maybe put in, right, you have these static ones. It's insane. And so I could put like a new one for them to almost act as a sequence. And So MIDI note sequencer auto, that's important. You can change the pitch. You can even tune it. It's very, very insane. And so what I like to do is even you can like kind of, you don't even have to click on it, like to change the like the algorithm of this thing. So you can almost like perform it because it changes their, right? And you can get interesting snippets out of these. Plus, you have their own built-in like impulse response thing, and you can feed your own ones. And so I could put it to chord, which is always an enable. Right. I think I already have a track out of this exactly. Okay. Yeah. So this is a basic overview of it. And so what I'll try and use it right now is rather than having it to being sequencer auto and you have these options to change it here, although I haven't messed with it too much. I want to get back to the reactor one here. So I want this to be the thing that's triggering these inlets here. Okay. So how I'll do that? I'll do that the same way that I did it in my generative music tutorial, which I'll link. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll create a new MIDI track, and then I'll take the scale plugin here. And the same way I did in the previous one, I'm going to disable. So it's set up here for it to be chromatic. And so I'm going to send the sequencer into all of these, into these deferred scale plugins. So if I were to send, to actually get MIDI information from Reactor here and get it from Reactor 6. And so when this plays, you can see it triggering, and it's only triggering when these two notes are getting past it. I think it's regardless the scales if it's set like this. This isn't important right now. And so I'll duplicate it. And so for this one, I'll add in 2 more notes and make sure that it's set to in. And so I think I have to check. Yeah, I need to get the range of this to be a bit more for it to. So right now it's triggering, right? So you have this in spiral quickly. You can change the amount of objects, so potential notes for it to play. And the way that like this tilt one the tilt and warp like changes the way they're behaving. And yeah, so the spiral part changes the way it behaves, and the pitch one, you have like the pitch range of the notes that can occur and whatnot. So here I'm sending spiral deferred into different pitch mapped scale plugins. And so I think it will make sense later on. And so I want to make sure that all notes are selected. Right. So you can see this. So the sequencer is getting run through. And so what I'll do is I'll send this one to group 1, Dust Effects 1. Group 1, Dust Effects 2. Group 1, Dust Effects 3. So on. Okay, 6. And so right now, if I were to put it to live input and MIDI note single, You can see it already triggering. But I'll do it with MIDI note single. Okay, live input. Live input. I'll do it for all of them because I don't know. You could probably probably have more capabilities or like more triggers to send it to it. But for now, for this, we'll do it. Okay, so I'm sending notes. Okay, I'm not getting sound. Okay. All right. That's it. Beat's done. Okay. So from this, now we have a pretty powerful like sequencer. Let's put in Tom's resources, or maybe put in melodic loops, put in effects. You can even layer them. So I'm getting probably too much of gain, and let me hard limit it. So let me put in maybe this one, so it's the same, maybe 2 octaves up. So I don't want it. So the depth function here changes the amount of quantization it's going to affect the sequence with, but I don't. Right. Let me put a track clip track. No, let me put this one. Okay, so let's mess around. How does this make sense? I have no idea. So maybe if I change this. Okay, so I can change. So in previous ones, right, you can move them along. Fucked up how good this is. So it's the sequencing abilities of this. Just a second. Magic. Okay. I think this made sense, and what's pretty. I think what's important to say here is that, you know, if you want to go a step further, you can even map out, you know, more stuff to the notes for them to do. Maybe have two of these working. Again, adding more samples, but this feels good, like pretty complete. So maybe even not overcomplicated. That's it for today. Thanks.